Japan, a land of elegant beauty, governed by 4 distinct seasons. On this journey, we discover the sights and sounds of spring and summer. It is a time for ancient traditions to come to life with song, dance, and crafts. These rich cultural events are matched by natural wonders, both on land and at sea. Right across Japan, spring and summer offer a feast for the senses. Spring in Japan, a time of fleeting beauty. The warming season triggers an exquisite display. Cherry blossom. This iconic phenomenon is known as sakura. With the elegant flowers only lasting a week or so, it has come to symbolize mortality. Beauty, fragility, and transience, all in one annual gift from Mother Nature. As the cherry blossom drifts north, another springtime journey is just beginning. These 2 Shinto priests have a wedding to attend. They are to marry divine spirits in an ancient festival of Hifuri Shinji. As is tradition, they must travel on horseback from Ekamitsu to the Aso shrine, some 16 kilometers away. First, the priests stop to meet the bride deity, who lies in wait in the Yoshimatsu shrine. In private, the spirit is prepared. And finally, emerges encased within a portable shrine known as a mikoshi. Now, the priests and their entourage face the long march to Aso, where the male divine spirit of agriculture awaits. With the light fading, the residents of Aso light the spirit's way. Blazing bales of hay are skillfully wielded. Acting as beacons for the approaching deity. With everything in place, the mikoshi marches onward to marry the divine spirit of agriculture. This blazing spectacle honors the gods and prays for a fertile rice harvest. Right across this extraordinary region, people seek to master the power of fire. Known as noyaki, controlled burns have been performed here for over 1,000 years. Aso is no stranger to fire. This otherworldly landscape was sculpted by volcanic activity some 50,000 years ago. Now, flames keep shrubs and trees at bay, while at the same time stimulating the growth of fresh grass. It looks apocalyptic. Yet in a month's time, green shoots will appear for Aso's grazing cattle to feast on. Away from the smoke and flames, spring has already awoken new life. These Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins are patrolling the coast on the hunt for fish. This group has a new member joining the ranks. It's calving season in Japan's waters. At just a few months old, the little dolphin can already keep up with the adults. The close-knit pod will look after the calf for at least 2 years, before it has to go its own way and find a group of its own. Far from the main archipelago of Japan rest the Aasawara Islands. Here, a subtropical climate warms the surrounding waters and becomes a welcome port to a giant. This female humpback whale has traveled here all the way from the Arctic. She's not alone. Her little calf is her main reason for visiting Aasawara's tranquil waters. At just a few months old, this calf has yet to master the ocean. And must take regular trips to the surface to catch a breath. A calm current also allows for regular feeding sessions. And this little calf needs all the food it can get. Soon, the pair will embark on an epic migration, tens of thousands of kilometers away to Arctic waters, where there will be a feast of krill in the summer. They won't be alone. The mother and calf have a guardian watching over them. He is their escort. The big male will follow the pair all the way to their summer feeding grounds to keep them safe. By the end, the two adult whales could potentially mate and give birth to another calf in around a year's time. Until the summer commences, the humpback family can relax in Aasawara and continue to develop their profound bond. Far from the resting whales, on Japan's Kii Peninsula, sits the Wakayama Prefecture. Here, the appearance of intriguing figures hails the start of another journey. They are known as Hina Dolls and only emerge from their Awashima shrine in spring. These figurines are believed to have the power to control bad omens and evil spirits. In the tradition of Hina Nagashi, the people of Wakayama seek to use the doll's fabled powers. Each one contains a person's wishes for the year to come. They are to go on a voyage. Prayers are conducted to bless the journey. As the dolls drift, it is believed the bad omens and spirits are carried away with them, leaving behind only good health and luck in their wake. On Honshu's Pacific coast, the Shizuoka Prefecture is welcoming a rich bounty. Tea. The evergreen shrub stored nutrients during the cold winter, which are now being released. There is only a short spring window to harvest before it loses its distinctive taste. Here, the highest grade tea is still picked by hand, using the Ishin-nyo technique. Only 3 leaves are picked at a time, a freshly sprouted leaf and the 2 slightly larger ones just below it. The next step is to process the harvest. Temomicha is the art of kneading tea dating back to the 18th century. Leaves are ground into fine needles over a heated table called a hoiro. cellular tissue of the tea is broken down, generating a distinct taste. It's a laborious task, only practiced by elite Tomomi artisans. The result is a subtle translucent tea with an intense flavor and elegant aftertaste. As spring begins to draw to a close, in the undergrowth, one diminutive insect is preparing to mark the end of the season. It may not look that impressive, but this invertebrate is a master performer. The captivating display is the work of Genji fireflies. Each glowing orb is a bioluminescent reaction in the insect's abdomen. Rivers and streams are the firefly's stage. They only perform when they reach adulthood, which is fleeting. They've stopped feeding altogether and will die in just a few weeks. This light show marks the end of spring in Japan. But for the Genji fireflies, it's really a new beginning. Their display is all in aid of attracting a mate. After the light show, the fireflies will mate and give birth to the next generation of Japan's tiny performers. In the south of Japan's archipelago is the isolated island of Amami Oshima. Here, a sudden downpour means one thing. Spring has come to an end. Cold northerly and warm southerly air has collided to create the short rainy period called tsuyu. It is what Oshima's primeval forest has been waiting for. Water fuels this subtropical habitat, which is like no other. Oshima is a land of living fossils. These flying spider monkey fern trees have existed for over 300 million years. Much of the forest's plants are unique to the island, with some being considered national monuments in their own right. The people of Amami also benefit from the deluge of water. It is a time to create Amami's famous Oshima Tsumugi Pongji, a world-renowned textile. The Shimabata loom binds silk with cotton using a secret technique. Cotton acts as a barrier, stopping dye penetrating the intricate silk patterns. Only a select few on the island are taught the secret art of Shimabata. The next stage utilizes Amami's plentiful sharambai trees. Broken down into chips, the sharambai has been boiled with water to create this red, tannin-rich dye. The bounded silk is repeatedly immersed. Each thread is dyed by hand 80 times during this process. Now, the recent rains come into play. Muddy pools are abundant across the island. The recently dyed threads are plunged into the murky water. And for good reason. This mud is rich in iron. The tannins of the sharambai react with the iron, turning the deep red dye a striking black. With the natural dye in place, color can now be added. Sections to be colored have their cotton encasing unpicked. Dyes are added to the exposed silk. Finally, threads are painstakingly woven. This laborious task allows the weavers to make just 30 centimeters of fabric a day. The end result is the famous Oshima Tsumugi silk pongee. Dating back over 1,000 years, this ancient art is known as one of the world's 3 great textiles. The rains have died down in Oshima. As the short, rainy interlude comes to an end. For the island's people, it is a time to unwind. A beach at sunset is the setting for an intimate concert called a Shima Uta. The traditional songs are unique to the Amami Islands, with the north and the south having their own styles. A 3-stringed sanshin is the main instrument. Traditionally, songs are performed in falsetto. While the people of Amami sing, another performance is taking place beneath the waves. The master artist dwells away from the vibrant reefs of the island. He is already hard at work some 20 meters below the surface. Known as a white-spotted pufferfish, he's a little dull-looking. But as the summer begins to wake, he becomes one of nature's great sculptors. His tools are simple: a small beak to maneuver decorative shells, and little fins to carve through sand. His results are mystifying. The complex and symmetrical design is all in aid of attracting a mate. If a female is impressed by his work, she'll deposit her eggs in the center of his nest after midnight. It appears this male has been successful. His frantic fin flapping is to keep debris away from his precious eggs. He'll care for and protect his unborn offspring until they hatch. But his symmetrical sculpture will soon succumb to the current. The enchanting seasonal designs were first spotted in the 90s. For years, they remained a mystery, until the artist's surprising identity was finally revealed in 2012. The enigma has been solved. Yet the pufferfish designs remain an ocean wonder. Back on solid land, another gathering is taking place. Fiddler crabs are showing off their impressive claws. Just like the pufferfish, these crustaceans are trying to impress a mate. The giant clawed males have no time to rest. They must frantically wave to attract a female. Burrows must also be maintained. And the waving crabs also need to eat. All the while, they jostle for a prime position on the beachfront. The frantic crabs will keep up the act until the winter. The waking summer is a time for Japan's people to experience the power of Mother Nature. These trainees are learning from a master practitioner of Tagigo. It's a form of meditation that dates back over 1,000 years. Waterfalls are the key element to this ancient practice. Temperatures are soaring, but this water stems from high in the mountains and is numbingly cold. The trainees pray in preparation. Led by their expert Tagigo practitioners, they are ready to brave the cold. They must first acclimatize to the conditions. Now, they face the moment of truth. The belief is Tagigo cleanses the mind and soul. A handful of practitioners keep the tradition alive, allowing a whole new generation to connect with nature. At the very tip of the Okinawa prefecture sits the isolated Iriomote Island. In the middle of the night, a delicate flower is blooming. The Sagarabana. By morning, their beauty is fleeting. They only awaken for one night a year. Like a procession, they drift downstream. Some will find their way to the perfect patch of mangrove forest, where they'll grow into Japan's much-loved Sagarabana. Beyond the forest, summer reveals another natural phenomenon. Barasu Island. Formed of coral chips, it only appears from the sea twice a month during a flood tide. Each year, the tiny landmass is transformed by typhoons. And in recent times, it appears to be getting smaller and smaller. Soon, Barasu Island could be destined for the history books. Okinawa's natural beauty is matched by its rich heritage of crafts, one of which is Ruku Glass. The history of the craft stems back to World War II. When America occupied Okinawa, huge quantities of soft drink and beer bottles were left behind by US troops. So ingenious glass crafters turned to recycling. Discarded bottles became works of art. Over the years, the method was mastered so much so that Ruku Glass became registered as a traditional craft of Japan. Another icon of Okinawa is roaming the island. The distinctive bird is the Okinawa Rail. As its name suggests, it can only be found here. Usually, the rail spends most of its time under the cover of dense forest, but in the summer, it strays into the open on the search for tasty insects. Their tendency to wander onto roads saw the rail's population drop. But the people of Okinawa launched a campaign to warn drivers of the wandering birds. And it seems to be working. With the birds being declared a national monument by Japan, the hope is the Okinawa Rail will continue to bounce back and soon form a stable population. Across Okinawa, preparations are being made to celebrate Japan's hottest season. Summer is a time to reunite with family and, more importantly, pay respect to one's ancestors. Isa is the start of the Bon Festival. Okinawa's way of honoring the dead. Intense drumming, enchanting sanshin playing, and synchronized dancing is all in aid of welcoming back old spirits. The performance ends with a goodbye to the dead. After all the singing and dancing, families lay out food on altars for their ancestors. And pray that they rest in peace. At the end of the ceremony, spirit money called Uchikabi is set alight. It is believed the special currency will make its way to their ancestors in the afterlife. Ensuring they have a pleasant time on the other side. Right at the westernmost tip of Japan's inhabited islands lies the remote Yonaguni. The sapping summer weather has taken its toll on one of the region's rarest inhabitants, the Yonaguni Uma, a breed of horse native to the island. Critically endangered, the little horses were almost lost, but numbers are now recovering. Bathing in the ocean stems back to the Yonaguni's days as a working breed. Traditionally, they'd be led into the ocean to cool down and wash off sweat from a hard day's work. Their working days may be behind them, but the people of Yonaguni have taken the breed under their wing to honor their ancestors' hard work. Near the center of the main Japanese island rests the Aichi prefecture. Here, summer is a time of explosive crafting. Iron powder is delicately mixed with saltpeter and sulfur. These ingredients, in the hands of an expert, produce gunpowder. The explosive recipe must be handled with care. Gunpowder is then packed into a bamboo trunk which has been reinforced with rope. A wooden tool is used to avoid any unwanted sparks. Finally, the fuse is delicately assembled. The end result is a handmade firework called Tetsutsu Hanabi. They are used near shrines as part of annual festivals to pray for a bumper crop and good health. After some prayers, it's time for the explosive display. Each firework is held by hand by the person that built it. They must be handled with care to avoid disaster. These flaming spectacles are believed to originate from ancient signal flares, which were used by the military when gunpowder was first introduced to Japan. Now they are used to celebrate rather than wage war. A large boom, known as a hane, is the final act of the Tetutsu Hanabi. The explosive fireworks are a fitting epilogue to Japan's summer months. Spring and summer warmed the nation, stimulating life to flourish off the coast and on land alike. To complement the natural wonders, the people of Japan rejoiced, honored ancient traditions, and forged great crafts. Spectacles were plenty as the seasons combined and awakened the senses.